Having the people at my job care about me also helped. Like, they pushed me to get it too. They allowed me the time off. They did everything for me.
They grew up on the outside of society. They weren't looking for a fight. They were looking to belong. That quote from the book The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton really resonated with my next guest, Colton Davidson. I think you're going to really enjoy hearing his perspective. Today, I'm sitting with Colton Davidson down in our Blythewood, South Carolina facility. Colton, welcome to Our People, Our Purpose.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hear about your story today.
I'm excited to tell it.
Yeah, so before we begin, can you tell us what do you do for CNG and how long you've worked for us?
I've been with CNG for 3 years in June, and I'm the lead material editor for D shift.
So you work nights?
Yeah, night shift.
Is that hard to get used to? The night, you like it?
It's all I've done since I was 18.
Really? Okay. So you kind of have your whole lifestyle geared around working nights.
Yeah.
And yeah. When do you sleep?
In the mornings, usually about 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wow. To me, that would be really hard to get used to, I think. But it's just like working days. I suppose it's a habit, right?
Yeah,
You
a lot of
gotta-
people say it's hard to get used to, but once you've been doing it, it's just like anything else. You just do it.
Yep. So when you're off, when you're having that time away from CNG, what do you like to do?
I have a orange cat at the house that I love. It's my pride and joy. And then I also have a motorcycle I like riding.
So what's your cat's name?
His name is Milo.
Milo. And how long have you had Milo?
I've had him for a year and a half now.
Did you grow up with cats?
Yeah, I had a cat when I was younger, and then once I moved out, I got my own.
Okay. So it's your first pet on
Yeah.
your own, but when you grew up, you had cats.
Yeah,
Okay. Or a cat.
yeah, a cat.
A cat. Tell me about when you were growing up about getting the cat. Was that your cat? Was it the family's cat?
It was the family's cat. I have 2 sisters, so it was everybody's cat.
Mm-hmm.
And we all enjoyed him.
And where did you grow up? Here in Blythewood?
I grew up in New York for a small part of my childhood, and then I moved down here in, I want to say, 3rd grade, and then I've been here since.
Where in New York?
Upstate New York,
Okay.
by Utica.
Uh-huh. So what brought your family down here?
My dad transferred jobs and got moved down here.
Okay. And the weather is quite different from
Oh, yeah.
upstate New York to down here in
Yeah.
Blythewood.
I love it down here, though. The weather is perfect.
Yeah, even in August when it's humid and hot.
Yeah, I think that's another thing I like about working night shift is I can avoid all the hot weather during the day.
Yeah, really good point. So you said you also enjoy riding motorcycles.
Yeah. Got a 2007 GSXR 750. It's a
Mhm.
sports bike. I love just going out and just riding,
Yeah,
not having to worry about anything.
yeah. Do you guys wear helmets down here?
Yeah.
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 I didn't know if it was a law, but even if it isn't a law, it seems like a
Yeah,
good
it's-
safety practice.
It's not a law down here, but I do just
Yeah.
to be smart.
Yeah, that is smart. Good for you. So have you been on any long distance road trips? Or you just like,
No, I just like putting around.
yeah,
Just going back roads, finding somewhere new to ride.
yeah. Have you discovered any new places here that you can tell me about or?
Not really. There's a couple nice scenic back roads, but that's about it.
Yeah, it is beautiful here. Like how long is it if you wanted to go to the coast, to the ocean?
2 hours.
Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I've done it once.
Yeah. That's long though, because then you're 2 hours there and 2 hours back. So probably takes a toll on your body.
Yeah, it's about 2.5, 3 hours to the mountains too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of better roads up there.
You prefer the mountains or the coast?
Mountains.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
What do you like about being in the mountains?
Twistier roads.
Oh,
A lot more fun to
wow.
drive.
Yeah, but also scary a little bit.
Yeah,
So would you say you're more of a daredevil risk taker?
I would believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to your growing up in Ithaca. And do you remember much from being up there or
No, not at all.
not at all? Okay. So then your childhood here, living in South Carolina, what was that like growing up with two sisters? Are you the oldest?
I'm the youngest.
Youngest.
Yeah.
So were you the baby?
Yeah.
You were the spoiled one?
No.
No.
No, they might argue different, but I don't think
Uh-huh.
so.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody when you were younger that you feel really had a big impact on your life, kind of inspired you?
I would say my dad. I saw he worked hard. I saw what he did for us, and I wanted to be the same.
Yeah.
He always gave 100%, come home and still spend some time with us. So
Mm,
I try to do the same.
yeah. What did he do for a job?
He was a manager at Home Depot at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's over at Lowe's, I believe.
Yeah.
So he always works long hours, comes home,
Mm-hmm.
still helped me with my homework, did all this, and then still was able to give me a childhood, which I
Wow.
appreciate.
Yeah. That's really nice. I'm sure he would be proud to hear that
Yeah,
from you.
I would hope.
Close with your sisters too?
Yeah, I would say close.
Mm-hmm.
Not like texting every day or calling every day, but if they
Mm-hmm.
need something, I'm there.
Yeah. You sound like a really kind soul to me, Colton. Maybe you would be surprised for me to say that. Do you feel that way?
Yeah,
Yeah, caring about people and
yeah.
yeah. So you said you like music. Tell me about some of the music that you like.
Pretty much anything. As long as it's catchy and like sounds good to me, I'll listen to it. I don't have a specific genre. I'll listen to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to a lot of music in my car and in my helmet when I'm riding. Haven't been to many concerts though. I just much
Have
prefer
have you been
listening.
to any concerts?
Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
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 I just don't like people. Loud, large crowds.
Yeah. It can be a lot to take. I mean, just worried about being in a crowd that
Yeah.
big, right?
Especially these days. Everybody's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Is there anybody that like is kind of an inspiration to you that you'd like to meet? Like if you could meet anybody, famous or not famous?
No, I really don't.
That's okay. Now, I mean, sounds like your dad,
Yeah.
with is an inspiration, hero to you. What about books?
Don't read. There's one book I really like reading. It's called The Outsiders. It's an
Hmm.
older book.
Tell me about it.
It's been a while since I read it, but I read it in middle school and it's stuck with me ever since.
There must have been something about it, something in it that kind of stuck with you.
I
Some,
think it was just a good book.
yeah.
Yeah. I When I was in school, I was not in school, but that's one book I read and paid attention to. And school was a rough time for me.
Yeah. What made it rough?
The way they teach is not for everybody these days.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm 23, so I was in school 5, 6 years ago. I feel like it was more about test scores than learning.
Mm,
And then you got 30 kids in the class. Not every kid learns the same way.
yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing also now these days.
Yeah. So it sounds like your learning style
I'm more
is
hands on.
hands-on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you can show me, I can do it. But just having me read a textbook and doing a 30 problem math sheet is not going to
Mm-hmm.
do it for me.
Yeah, one of the things, like when I was young, which was a while ago, we had we had kind of more hands, like we had what we called shop class.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of
Yeah,
that?
there's
Like,
none of that around
yeah,
here.
I mean, so even like the opportunity to go into like skilled trades and, kind of
Yeah.
hands-on work, that used to be more common than it is today, where it almost feels like, the education system is to push people toward college, and that's not the right thing for
Yeah.
everyone, right?
College is not for everybody.
No, it's not for everyone. And especially if you like to work with your hands.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of find that out about yourself?
I just liked always tinkering with stuff. Trying to take apart stuff and rebuild it. Doesn't matter if it was like a toy or an RC car or something, just always unbuilding and building it.
Yeah. I had a podcast with one of our guys up in Superior, Trevor Cadwell. He's hit kind of a similar story, where when he was little, everyone would bring like lawnmowers or small hand tools, bicycles,
Yeah.
over to
Just
him.
trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do that too? Like in
Did
your
that with like a
neighborhood?
couple bikes with
Yeah.
my friends and stuff, just trying to always fix them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just liked working with my hands.
So In your job here at CNG, you said you work in the warehouse?
Yeah, I'm the lead material handler.
Okay. Have you do you think that you'd want to be an extrusion operator? Because with someone who's, good with their hands, it could be a good fit for you.
I've thought about it a few times, but I really like where I'm at,
Uh-huh.
especially now. It was rough when I first got here,
Yep.
but after a couple of years, we finally got everything straightened out for the most part.
Good. So what does a really good day look like for you?
Wake up at 2 o'clock, maybe make some food, get some lunch, go on a bike ride for a bit, come home, chill with the cat, and just watch a movie or something most of
Yep.
the time.
That's a perfect day.
Yep.
What do you like to eat?
Burgers, tacos, a lot of anything really.
Yeah. You are an easy guy to get along with,
I'm
Colton.
I'm easy.
Yeah, you are.
I always like trying new restaurants too. Like if I go out to eat, I want to try something new,
Yeah.
somewhere I've never been or something I've never tried to see if you actually like it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Just like to live a chill life,
Yeah,
just be happy, be free, just kind of get on your bike and feel the wind in your face.
yeah, that's it. Like coming to this is I like coming to this job and working. I like everybody here.
Yeah.
I like the environment.
What is it about the environment?
It's everybody's got the same mindset. There's been times when I've been back there by myself. There's been times when I've been back there with one other person, and we both have the same goal at the end. Like we just want to get it done and go home.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
if you don't have someone with that same mindset, it gets for a real long night.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, because 12 hours is a long time, but the people
Yes.
around you will make that feel like it's 3 hours.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. So, Colton, when you were younger, or even today at 23, it, did you have to overcome any adversity or any challenges that you think have shaped you into who you are?
Yeah. I dropped out of high school, and I think it was 11th grade or 12th grade. Dropped out because school wasn't for me,
Yep.
and I got my GED within 3 months of that, 2 months of that.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a lot of people. My guidance counselor didn't believe in me. Like all the people at school didn't believe in me, and to where I'm at right now versus people of my same class is a very big difference.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about that the educational system doesn't work for
No,
everyone.
it
So,
doesn't.
what do you think what kind of circumstances would have been right for you to feel like you were thriving in high school?
More people that care, because I mean, you have a classroom full of 30 students. Like not every student is going to get the same amount of time and attention from the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and the star students are pretty much always going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
school was always hard. I dropped out,
Yeah.
got my GED, and that's it.
So, what'd your parents think of that?
They they weren't happy, but they understood.
Yeah.
And as long as I got my GED, they were happy.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I mean, you figured it out on your own,
Yeah.
right? Even like you say, with some people not believing in you, you believed in yourself, and
Oh
that's all
yeah.
that matters,
Yeah.
right?
I think that's the biggest thing is I got a job. I got my first job when I was 16, and
Mm-hmm.
then been working ever since. So just having the people at my job care about me also helped. Like they pushed me to get it too. They allowed me the time off. They did everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
was the biggest thing.
It sounds like what's important to you is to feel like you're in an environment where people care.
Yeah.
They care about you and you care about them and, that camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely sounds about right.
Yeah. And to find a position or a role that you can really thrive in and do your best.
I believe I found that position where I'm at.
That's awesome. I love that. So Colton, let's give you an opportunity to ask me a question. Is there anything you want to ask me?
If you could do over one thing in your life, what would you do?
Ah, that's a good one. It's so hard, to look back at my age and think if I could do something over, what would it be? I think it would be, it was a big risk for me when I was in my 40s to move from Michigan to Wisconsin because I had lived most of my life in Michigan. And I got a job offer to move to the state of Wisconsin. And My youngest daughter was still a senior in high school, and my husband had a job in Michigan. But we moved, and it was one of the best things that I've ever done.
That's
And
good.
so I think, gosh, I should have done that sooner because I felt like living in Wisconsin suited me better. You know, the
Yeah.
people and the community, and there were more women in the workforce. There were companies like Kimberly-Clark up where I was in Wisconsin that had a lot of women in the workplace, and where I grew up, you know, I didn't really have that. So I think getting that change in environment, you know, I would have done that sooner.
That's good. I'm glad you did that change.
Yeah, thank you. I think what you're describing to me, how you grew up, being in school, what you talked about here, Colton, I think there's a lot of kids, a lot of young adults that can relate to that and
Oh, I believe it.
see yourself, see themselves in your story, that you're caring, you want to belong, you just feel like the system, the school, you know, just kind of wasn't aligned with how you want to learn. And
No, not at all.
yeah, but you persevered. It sounds like you're living the life you want to live,
Yeah,
right?
I am.
Good. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for us that you're here working at C&G.
I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all for giving me the chance.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you for coming in today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
All right. You know what? Colton Davidson, you inspire me.
Thank you.